slow down first.
All right. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll see Amy.
All right, Daryl, take attendance, please.
Mr. Heather?
I'm here.
Mr. Teetsort?
Here.
Mr. Detzel?
Here.
Mr. Gilbert? Here. Ms. Talby?
Here. We'd like to start our meetings by reading our mission statement. The Northwest Local School District will create a responsive learning community where all students are valued, challenged, and guided along a pathway to success. And then we like to approve our agenda for the evening, so I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
All right, that passes 5-0. Student achievement?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I don't have anything to report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Butler Tech update?
Just the first day of school is the 14th. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty quiet the last month.
Chris, any legislative update?
They've been on recess most of the summer, but there was one interesting bill that was submitted while they were back, House Bill 240, which would allow public schools to have chaplains in the schools. Now, the chaplains aren't there for religious purposes necessarily. They're there for helping with counseling, mental health issues, sort of like the military. You know, if you have an issue, you can go to the chaplain and maybe get some spiritual foundation to some advice. So that's been submitted. It hasn't been sent to the Senate yet, but I thought that was worth mentioning.
Thanks, Chris.
We have no reports from any employees tonight.
And did not receive any community comment cards. Excuse me.
All right, so tonight for consent items, for Human Resources, we have 8 resignations, 2 retirements, 18 initial appointments, including Lee Johnson as our athletic director at Northwest High School, 8 change in statuses, various supplemental items. We have a memorandum of understanding with OPSI, which is our transportation union, concerning salary schedules and placement on the salary schedule, as well as our classified salary schedule adjustments based on our market analysis with some revised job descriptions.
We had one donation from LaSalle High School. It was a donation of a $100 gift card to Jenny Bliss, who then turned it over for the business partners meetings. We have several vendor contracts, non-public school contracts, special education, nursing, music instrument maintenance, math pilot course materials, and we have one business item, which is the annual resolution to accept the assigned bus stops.
Good evening. From the Curriculum Department this evening, we have the American History, American Government, and AP Seminar textbook adoptions for your approval this evening. We also have a revised instructional fee schedule with some changes to our high school art fees based on actual costs of materials.
With that, the superintendent recommends the board approve the consent items as listed.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion or questions?
Nicole, I wanted to, and I told Brenda this, I took the book home, and I thought I finally got them. Finding a real liberal slant to the book. I'm saying that in jest, you guys, I'm just trying to be funny here. And I took the book home, and I went through that thing from page 1 to the end, and it was completely balanced, no agenda, no philosophical leaning, and I congratulate the decision makers who selected that book to bring to the board. Very fair.
And thank you, because I just want to reiterate, because we do get questions like that, that our staff are teaching the state standards, and we teach our kids how to think, not what to think, so I appreciate you saying that.
What percentage are we today with open positions? Would you
So
say?
we have 22 open positions for our classified staff. However, 12 of those are pending hires. So we have 10, but we have another job fair this week. So we're getting very close.
That one looked pretty successful last week when I was through here, just
Yeah,
a
so
lot of
we have
people milling around.
several people that came in and they moved through the process pretty quick. So those are some of our 12 pending that are just waiting on paperwork to kind of come through the system.
Awesome, thanks. And bus passes, when can people expect bus passes? Is that,
They will all be mailed out this week. Some have already been mailed, the rest will go out this week.
thank you. Passes 5-0.
Okay, so moving on to the fiscal consent items. Tonight, there is the adoption, the minutes from our July 17th meeting that are on there. We also have a then and now statement that is on there for approval tonight. With that, the superintendent and treasurer recommend the approval of the consent items as listed for fiscal approval.
Need a motion, a second?
So moved.
Second.
It's that one. Any questions or discussion? Thank you.
Then we have several other items that are pulled from the agenda. We have the approval of, for this one, a coach. So with that, the superintendent recommends that the board approve the recommendation for the coach as listed.
So moved.
Second?
Passes 4-0.
Our next personnel item is for approval of a volunteer event worker. This one is for Mr. Gilbert. So the superintendent recommends the Board of Education approve the personnel consent item as listed.
So moved.
Second.
Do you want to volunteer?
Sure.
You got it. Congrats.
Thank you.
And then our third other item is another volunteer event worker, and that is for Mr. Heather. So the superintendent recommends the Board of Education approve the personnel item as listed.
So moved?
Second.
Passes 4-0.
And we thank both of you for being willing to volunteer your time during those events, so thank you.
Our pleasure.
You're welcome.
Next, we have an update to some of our policies. Every year, we update our compliance officers, and so with some of the changes in our staff, we had to update who people report to for compliance. So this updates the names in our policies, and superintendent recommends the board approve the policy updates as listed.
Motion, a second?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or discussion on that?
All right, so some updates for tonight. Just a reminder of a couple of important upcoming dates. We do have our Health and Safety Fair at Northgate Mall from 9 to noon on August 9th of this week. There are free school supplies available for students as well as free haircuts. There are vendors and performances from a lot of our performance groups. So we encourage everyone to come out for a really good event that we host every year. So kudos to Kiva Bryce and our district social worker, Lindsay Gibson, for the work they've been putting into this to make sure it's organized and we have everything running. So we are looking forward to that event. We also have another hiring event on the 8th from 4 to 6. So we want to make sure that people know that we still have some open positions, and we are here tomorrow from 4 to 6 to continue to encourage people to come in and apply. Bus passes, Nicole always steals some of it, just on the same wavelength, it's fine. Bus passes, some have been mailed, others are coming out. Just want to reiterate and kind of remind everyone that we did make some changes to our routing so that we could reduce the number of buses that we were running to try to become more efficient and hopefully have enough drivers for the routes that we run. So there are changes to bus stops. Those were approved tonight. So just want to clarify for people when they get their bus pass to make sure they look at that, because things will be different from what they were last year. But that's an effort to be more efficient and not have to be canceling routes. I do want to take a moment and thank some of our staff. A lot of people think that because kids aren't here, it slows down, but in some ways it speeds up. So our custodial and our maintenance staff have been in high gear all summer, getting the buildings ready, cleaning them, doing some work. We actually have a lot of new striping because some of our maintenance has been striping parking lots to make sure that people know where to park, where to go, where the arrows are. So those individuals have been working tirelessly and a lot of times in extreme heat. And so we just want to thank them for all the work they did. We also have a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. And so we have office personnel that are working all summer to make sure that year-end fiscal closes on time and it reopens, and that all of the supplies are being ordered, inventoried, and brought in and ready for the kids. So we have a lot of things that happen throughout the summer, and the people who are doing that work just deserve a shout out and a thank you for all the work they've been doing all summer to make sure that we will be ready when the kids show up, which is my last thing, that we do have our kids coming on the 21st. So Monday the 21st, we do stagger. So on the 21st, it's grades 1, 3, 5, 6, and 9. And we really try to make sure that we can bring in a staggered start to make sure the kids get a lot of attention in terms of routines and structures and expectations. On the second day, on Tuesday, the 22nd, it'll be K2, 4, and then 7 and 8 at the middle school, and that day, the entire high school comes. So we have our freshman only first day, and then after that, the entire high school is up and running. So just want to reiterate the phase-in dates for people so they know what day their kids start. With that, we are looking forward to a really exciting year. We've been preparing for it. We have staff who are excited to kind of hit the ground running, and we're looking forward to a great year. So more to come.
One thing, I think we had talked about this, but a communication around the bus, what we've done with transportation, something that can be shared on social media, so we can share it outside of just parents within our district, so they know how hard everyone's been working to make this.
Yeah, and we get
work.
next week, as we
Okay.
get closer to that first day, so that people are aware,
Okay, thank you.
in conjunction with bus passes.
Okay, great. Just want people to know how hard everyone's been working to try to get that right.
Yeah, and our transportation department, not only were they doing all of the new routing and trying to figure out how to be more efficient, but we had some of our senior bus drivers come in and drive the new routes to make sure that the stops were safe, to make sure that the routes looked like they were balanced. So we had a lot of hands and eyes on that from our transportation administration as well as our drivers working together to make sure that works. So credit to them as well for doing that.
All right, thanks. So we need to appoint a delegate and alternate for.
Yes, so this is for our annual Ohio School Boards Association Conference. So we need a delegate and an alternate for the meeting that comes up in November.
It's a little more difficult with everybody here, because usually it's whoever's not here.
We could run an attendance report and see who's been here, like who's missed the most, then.
Then I'm delegate.
So,
I volunteer.
Nicole, you volunteer?
I volunteer.
okay.
I can be the alternate. Unless somebody else wants to.
Matt's still scarred from last year.
Oh, no, I was wanting to volunteer again,
Oh,
despite last year, yeah, no, because.
okay.
You did 2 years and one last year.
Yeah, because last year was a long one, but
That's,
it shouldn't be like that every year.
That's what I was thinking, every other, so I would take
Right,
this
so you'd
one.
have a good one, so, yeah.
It's up to you, Ed.
I can be the alternate.
Okay.
You just got back last week from last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Passes 5-0. Board member comments? Chris?
Nothing for me tonight, other than to hope that people show up next Monday for the kickoff, and hope we have a great school year coming up.
No comments tonight?
Matt?
Just wanted to share, along with, Daryl said, the staff's been busy this summer. A lot of our fall sports and marching band has been busy getting ready for their seasons. And as a parent of a Colerain High School marching band alumni, I'm aware of Friends and Family Night for Colerain High School marching band is this Thursday at the football field at 8 p.m. on August 10th. If anybody from the community is interested in attending, you're more than welcome. That's all I have. Thanks.
I want to make sure I say anything that Nicole has on her sheet.
My notes?
I just want to encourage everybody to go to the Health and Safety Fair. That is such a production. Like, it is immense, the amount of people that show up. Hopefully they have air conditioning this year and inside restrooms. Do they have that? Did they get that fixed?
Kiva, we have inside restrooms this year?
The restrooms are repaired.
On the wish list, that hope is done.
We're talking Northgate?
Yes, okay.
It is really amazing when you walk through there. I had no idea it was so immense with the services that are in there. It speaks to our community and to our dedication to our community from the district perspective. And it's the busiest the mall has ever been for 364 days.
It fills up one entire wing
Yeah,
of the mall.
absolutely. Thanks for the striping, but I drove through and didn't recognize the striping, so I just want to be honest about that. I went the wrong way. Just want to be transparent. So I'll pay attention. And that, looking forward to the start of school year. To me, it's always the buzz of, like, you have new hopes and expectations that, you know, anything that we could improve on from last year, we're improving on it. Hopefully, kids aren't too excited, I guess, to go back to school, but, you know, start smelling Friday night football again, and I will say, I live close to Colerain High School. The football team's been out there getting busy, and it seems like there's quite a bit of kids there, so it's exciting. This always brings a buzz this time of year.
I just wanted to thank, there was about 50 volunteers that went to Colerain High School on Saturday morning and cleaned up, and I think if we could have that at all of our schools, it was a great opportunity to trim some bushes and paint, and just, it looks really good. I know it helps out. The Colerain 100-year anniversary kickoff is tomorrow at 4 o'clock at the high school. That will have all of the teams, and they're doing a bunch of different anniversary celebration things, so that's the start of that. Northwest is having a fun fest similar to Colerain's on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Just want to encourage everybody, even if you have younger kids, those are both great events to get to know your high school and to meet teachers and high school students and to get involved. And then just also remind parents that the open house is coming up next week, to check find your school's Facebook pages and sign up on the district website for any emails to be able to get all of those automated and get the texts from the schools, so. But other than that, just enjoy the last weeks and,
And Nicole, one more thing we might want to remind people about is the back-to-school bash at Strickers Grove on August 24th.
yep,
6 to 9 p.m.
yep, thank you. Yeah, so Thursday, August 24th, then join us at Strickers, so. All right. And we'll now go to executive session.
Right, so the executive session tonight will be to move into executive session to discuss the evaluation of the superintendent and consider employment of a public employee. The superintendent recommends the board approve the motion to move into executive session as listed.
So moved.
Second.
And just a reminder that when we return from executive session, no further business will be discussed. Passes 5-0. Thank you.
What day is that? Is it Northwest?
It's this Thursday.